and Jason Cooledge. These guys with big records, but big points to prove.
Yeah, Paul Rocha, extremely experienced, John. He's been around the scene a long time. He's a tough ass for any pro. Jason Cooledge, he's moved camps over to BKK, so it'll be interesting to see the evolution. Is he going to change up his style? He's not afraid to stand with anyone. It'll be interesting to see which Cooledge we see tonight.
So staying with the professional action, this time in a catch weight of 73 kilograms. And we will see Jason Cooledge of the BKK Fighters squaring off against Paul Rocha of Ippon Gym.
This is a 73 kilogram catch weight contest for the 3 final rounds. And is sponsored by Addicted MMA. Hands in the blue corner, he hails from Colchester. He stands in the 5'8" and weighs in the 73 kilograms. He is fighting with the BKK Fighters. And as a mixed martial arts record, the man wins with 5 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Jason the Animal Cooledge.
So here is Jason the Animal Cooledge. He's from Colchester, is 26 years of age and is representing the BKK Fighters. He brings a 9-5 record and is 1-0 with us at Shock and Awe. So he's a boxing and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter with 9 years in the game. His beginnings were in kickboxing and subsequently progressed to mixed martial arts. That progression has allowed Cooledge to make mixed martial arts his full-time occupation, where he is a coach and personal trainer. He's made some very small wrestling errors in some fights this year, which his opponents were able to capitalise on. Coming from the BKK Fighters, however, this is an area which the team is very good at, so I'm sure his focus has been in those ranges. He's also spent some time with Essex Boxing, Wrestling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Stepped in on short notice for that, but Cooledge is always in training and is always an exciting fighter.
Yeah, certainly. I was cage-side for his fight with Martin Stapleton. And,
what a fight.
Yeah, great fight. He pushed him all the way. And Cooledge, he's a very game guy. Like you said, just the wrestling and maybe his slight decision-making in fights. But with the likes of Jack Mason in his corner, you know, he can only have improved there.
Yeah, please welcome his opponent fighting out of the red corner. He hails from Portland. He stands in the 5'8" and weighs in the 73 kilograms. He is fighting with Ippon MMA, and there's a mixed martial arts record of 9 wins with 10 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Paul Rocha.
So here is Paul Rocha. He is representing Ippon MMA and brings a 9-10 record. He is even 2-2 in Shock and Awe competition. Late change of opponent then for Paul Rocha. He is a real gamer, much like Cooledge. This will be his 20th professional outing, so plenty of experience to draw on. And his starting in this sport was in part due to the desire to lose some weight. And now he's 20 contests on. It's always just been a hobby for Rocha, but he does have some history as an amateur boxer and Thai boxer. Started with and continues to be part of that setup at Ippon with Jeff Lawson, who's tough alumni of judo and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He's a very proud member of that team and underlines the pedigree of his coach and the facilities.
Yeah, as you mentioned, a real gamer. And, you know, people talk about the term journeyman in an offensive sense to some people. This is a real journeyman, not the people that get in 400 quid, the Craig Allens of this world, to go in and get smashed in a minute, not the Mike Purcells of this world. It's guys like Paul Rocha who will come in on short notice to fight an animal like Jason Cooledge. Just fantastic. And these are the guys that just give it all to the fans. You know, he's not in it for a career. As you say, it's a hobby and an entertainment, and it's great entertainment for us.
Your referee in charge of the action, Mr. David Swan. This fight is sponsored by Addicted MMA.
My commands at all times. I ask you to break, you break. I tell you to stop, you stop. Cool, any questions? Jason, touch gloves, let's go back.
So David Swan has the pleasure of refereeing this contest. We're set for 3 5-minute rounds, a 73 catch weight throwdown. We have Jason the Animal Cooledge in the black with red. We have Paul Rocha in the black and white. Southpaw stance for Cooledge. Oh, straight in for the shot as a counter to that right hand of Rocha. Looking for the single leg takedown. Nice work by Cooledge to drag this to the mat. Jack Mason and Sean Carter in the corner of the animal. And Rocha gets back to his feet very nicely indeed.
Already, I think that's the first time I've seen Jason Cooledge shoot for a takedown I can remember, so the change in camps already paying dividends. Rocha looking very active off his back. Like I said, I have to reiterate, I don't mean journeyman in an offensive sense, John. I mean it in the sense of he will give any professional in this country a good run out. You know, he comes in here at late notice, and he's going to be a real test for Cooledge.
Well, that war that he had with Stapleton, and we just got to see Stapleton's progressed to Bellator. You know, he's of the highest level, and he went, I think it was a unanimous decision for Stapleton. So
yeah, Cooledge sent him the whole way. He's a very tough customer, and you know, especially stood up. He's got excellent boxing, but you can already see the grappling that he's been doing down at BKK is showing dividends here. Very tough pressing side control now.
Wrestling very much part of Jack Mason's game. He is the head coach down at BKK Fighters as Paul Rocha looks to get some space, open up those hips of Cooledge so he can get his guard back. But we see a nice little setup here by Cooledge. Nice and tight inside control for the animal. Now looking to isolate that right arm. I know he's been very deeply disappointed with some of the results that he's had.
John.
Oh, that was close. Floppy fish there from Rocha to get out of that.
Fantastic work, and then use the underhook to get back to his feet.
Good head pressure there from Cooledge, driving his way underneath the chin of the Ippon Gym fighter. Looking now for the double, he's connected his hands. Rocha's going for a ride.
Another great takedown from Jason Cooledge. Really is looking like a different fighter now.
Oh, Cooledge taking some very good instruction from his corner to now start riding that elbow across the face of Rocha. He's been encouraged to listen keenly to these instructions. Now moving to maybe a north-south.
Sean Carter saying it's on. Does look close. Rocha does well to get out of that.
Again, some strikes seem to be the flavour for Cooledge. But again, he's now looking to isolate that right arm. He's got that nice and tight, but Rocha's a very powerful man. As we've seen, that's the left leg that's trapped there for Cooledge is probably stopping him from getting some really decent leverage and bringing that key lock close.
Yeah,
and getting the angle.
Yeah, good work from Rocha so far. Just trying to weather this storm. Cooledge
stepping
over,
could be different now.
Triangle. The arms there. Yeah, could be looking for a, you know.
Could be ice.
BKK extremely close to Tsunami. I've seen John Maguire get some nice Kimuras on from north-south. A lot of options available. It really is a different prospect, Cooledge. You know, known predominantly as, I don't want to say a brawler, he's got technical striking, but definitely known as a stand-up, aggressive stand-up fighter, and now just all over Paul Rocha on the floor, who's no slouch on the ground.
Well, training with the likes of Arnold Allen, Sean Carter, as we said, Jack Mason. You know, there's some really decent prospects down at that young gym.
Yeah, there certainly is, and they've got a lot of amateur guys. A very underrated up-and-coming gym. Rocha looks a little uneasy.
Oh, a big uppercut there from Rocha. He senses some urgency, a cameo of urgency.
That's opened up a cut, John, I believe, as well. Below the left eye of Cooledge, there's a big cut there. Shouldn't impair his vision, as I say, it's beneath the eye.
Yeah, that's a big cut to be sustained at the end of that round. And it was all Cooledge He doesn't mind getting down in the trenches, however, and I'm sure that cut won't mean too much for him. He had the lion's share of control in that round.
Oh yeah, certainly without doubt a Cooledge round, but you know, Rocha just showing how dangerous he is. That uppercut had bad intentions on it. I thought for a second he was fatigued, Johnny. Looked like he almost stumbled, and then just the uppercut came out of nowhere, and I'm not sure if that was the shot that opened the cut, but there's a lot of blood. The doctor's having a look there. As I say, it's below the eye, so shouldn't impair his vision, so there shouldn't be any question whether this is being called off. He's definitely going to be able to go out again. But definitely something for Cooledge to think about, but he's no shrinking violet, Jason Cooledge. If Rocha calls him on for a stand-up fight, then I'm sure he will be more than happy to oblige. As you said, he went the full 3 with Martin Stapleton. All stood up and gave him all sorts of problems.
So we are just about ready for round number 2 in this catchweight contest. Rocha looking to load up some of these shots. Has a big knee, but it was caught well by Cooledge. Maybe his chin was just out of range as he takes this down to the mat. Cooledge looking to unload from this position. Got to be careful of the up kicks though. Nice pass there by the animal.
Yeah, great work from Cooledge back in this side control position. Let's see if he goes back to fishing for that Kimura. Look for it on a few occasions in the first round.
Well, he's got to pass if he wants it. Rides it over, but that was nicely timed by Rocha.
Yeah.
Over under control now. He's trying to break down Cooledge, but he senses the danger and retreats. He's walking Rocha down. Rocha's looking like he's winding that right hand up.
Yeah, he
Threw
really
that
is.
from the changing room, didn't he?
Yeah, that is winding up, but why not when he landed the uppercut earlier on? Nice inside leg kick answered by Cooledge though.
Cooledge with a good jab, you know, running forward with that. That's a powerful stopping kind of jab, not just a rangefinder to back something up with.
Yeah, southpaw Cooledge, he has got a good jab. It's the hooks I've seen him use before. He's got a tasty lead hook as well.
Closes the distance again. Got his hands tied once again with the takedown. All of these are scoring, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the grappling side of the game, it's been a flawless performance, you have to say, so far from Cooledge. And I know I've mentioned it in the first round, but it really is just showing the progression that he's made under the BKK banner. Sean Carter calling for the elbows. He's right down here in his corner, Jason Cooledge.
Yeah, Cooledge had some very good wins in his time over Messrs Hayden Critchfield, Shah Hussain and Lee Taylor, who, you know, we've seen this evening. He also likes it here in Shock and Awe. He has a victory to his credit here. Wary of that up kick, nicely done. Timed his entrance well. Straight into side control. He's having it a lot of his own way in these opening rounds. Good pressure, nasty jiu-jitsu there from Cooledge, just to make things uncomfortable for his opponent on the bottom.
Yeah, and all these little tricks, like you say, the likes of Jack Mason in his corner has had over 30 pro fights, you know, all these little things you're going to pick up in the gym. David Swan calling for a move in the action rather aggressively. But Cooledge, for me, I think he's doing enough. He's inside, he's working there. Rocha does well to regain the half guard. Got to say, what a tough customer Rocha is, though. I mean, he's certainly behind on the scorecards, John, but as I mentioned before, he is a hard night's work for most pros in this country, certainly.
Oh, absolutely. No doubt about that whatsoever. Again, now he's got some posture, but very good wrist control from Rocha. And he's fighting off of his back as well, throwing up some hammer fists. Oh, and Cooledge has got to be a little bit careful. As Roger's looking to grab a hold of the leg, but now it's been isolated and he's actually lost his left arm now. Can't use that to defend, he's managed to get it back. It's always the risk when you go for a leg that it gets trapped like that. Really looks like Cooledge is trying to set something up quite specific tonight. And I think it's a Kimura from that side control, trying to step over and isolate an arm.
Yeah, definitely looking to work the arm on the far side on a few occasions tonight. But I mean, while he's not getting the submission, he's staying busy in between. You know, he's working good top game, so he's certainly looking at going in 2 rounds up, that's for sure. Just blocking the hip there, John, maybe trying to look to move to north-south or mount. Fantastic work.
Nice. Yeah. Last 10 seconds in this round as Cooledge now sits up and decides that it's time to get some posture and do some damage. Strong finish by the man from Colchester.
Yeah, definitely another one in the books, you would think, for Jason Cooledge. And just managing to get the mount at the end is just a beautiful little move, Johnny. Blocked the hip on the near side and just stepped over. Seen that pass from the likes of BJ Penn stepping over the back legs like that. Lovely. Looks simple, but you know, you try doing it on somebody like Paul Rocha, it's not the easiest thing to do. And yeah, going into the third, I think from Cooledge's point of view, he's probably just going to be looking for more of the same, and Rocha's going to have to try and look to keep this fight stood up and look for that big right hand out the back of his stance that he's looked for earlier.
So third and final round here. I'm not sure what that was about between the referee and the fighters. Just making sure these guys keep it clean. It's been a fair contest as far as I've seen.
Yeah, definitely 2 guys that have got a lot of respect for opponents, so I wouldn't expect any nastiness.
All good, straight left there by Cooledge. Oh, Rocha with a clubbing right hand, and that hurt Cooledge.
Yeah, it grazed his eye as well. I think he wiped away underneath his other eye.
And he is telegraphing that right hand, but what he's actually doing is he's pulling his hip and shoulder back, so it is generating more power when it finally lands. And once again, beautiful double there by Cooledge. You know, sees the danger in that clubbing right hand of Paul Rocha and thinks, I'm not having any more of those, thank you very much.
Yeah, well, this is where Jason Cooledge is going to be a different prospect for people, because once upon a time, if you could, you know, if you could beat him on the feet, then you're on your way to a win. Now he's got a plan B. He was perhaps hurt by one of those Rocha punches. It certainly got his attention, but then he was just able to rush down, get the double leg, and now he's back in side control where he's had a lot of joy thus far.
Yeah, and it's systematic movement here from Cooledge. You can see he's using his grips whilst trying to advance position, isolate arms. He really does have a plan when he's there. And I guess you've got to expect that from a guy that's had 14 professional contests.
Yeah. Yeah, very experienced.
But his record will look a lot more attractive if he goes 10-5 tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, it's all about looking at the losses as well, John. I mean, they're all tough guys, you know.
Jason Ball comes to mind.
Yeah, Jason Ball, Stapleton. There you got 2 international vets that have been over to the States and fought the very best. So, yeah, it's no discredit to him. His record there's more to it than meets the eye, shall we say.
Yeah, he's certainly stepping up for whoever wants to match him. And he's now bearing down on Rocha, looking for ways to land that right hand and perhaps some elbows. But Rocha's doing very well with that guard retention and keeping away from damage. Well, Cooledge just let him up. I'm not sure if he actually wanted to or step aside, but Swan got in the middle and broke them apart. Big uppercut there from Rocha. Again, he's got nothing to lose now.
He hasn't. He did look slightly uneasy on his feet then again, Rocha, and then through that uppercut. I'm not sure if maybe it's slippy down there in the corner. Oh, nice body shot from Cooledge.
And a knee to go in, but then straight in on the hips. I mean, that's a really nice technical wrestling shoot. Yeah. Really quick. I mean, he's as quick on those hips as he is with the right hand.
Yeah, fantastic work from Cooledge. got his man thinking about the strikes, and just when Russia began to cover up, he shot down in there and got another takedown.
Kimura grip here from Russia. Can he pull that out? Looks like it's a bit of a power move at the moment. Well, he's got some control over the body. Well, that's straightened the arm, did Cooledge, and pulled it out. That potentially a worrying moment for the BKK camp.
Certainly a lot of sweat and a bit of blood even. Doesn't make that kind of thing easy. Very aggressive downward elbows. Dave Swan having a warning there. I'm not sure if it's 12-6, maybe quarter past. I'm not sure. It was definitely on the button. Dave Swan calling for the guys to back to the feet. Nice left hand out the back of his stance from Southpaw Cooledge.
Roger throws that right hand like a baseball pitcher.
Yeah.
Sloppy, it's been a tiresome fight, and technique is not quite as sharp now as we go into the closing 1 minute of this contest. Two of these weary, torn fighters. Roger overreaching a little bit with that right hand. His right leg was coming off the floor, and that was almost a show-stopping left there from Cooledge.
Yeah, good chin from Russia, because that looks square on the jaw. Cooledge fancies this stood up now, John, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he needs to. I think he had so much success with the wrestling, but Cooledge is just so game, and, you know, a real entertainer, wanting to give the crowd what they want. But if he feels confident, then certainly why not?
Big right hand. Wow, Russia's tough.
Good strikes from both fighters, but Cooledge has got to be careful. He's dropping his hands as he throws. He needs to keep his guard high, and he's just winging forward now. And there it is. These guys at the buzzer went straight through, and that was a lovely performance for Jason Cooledge as he comes back to shock and awe.
Yeah, credit to both fighters. As I mentioned, all respect to Paul Russia. Always comes down and gives it a fight. Great fight. Credit to UK MMA. And the evolution of Jason Cooledge continues.
Yeah, we saw another dynamic from him. It looked like he really went out there to prove that he definitely can wrestle and use it to good effect.
And the 3 rounds of action have to go to the judges' scorecard. For your winner by unanimous decision, in the blue corner, Jason the Animal Cooledge. Let's give up for your winner, Paul Russia.
So congratulations to Jason the Animal Cooledge. That's a message that he's sending out. Beware of the animal. Lovely display of wrestling and ground and pound. Good performance from the man from Essex.